I wanna boom bang bang with your body, yo. We gonna rock it up before we take it slow.
Research indicates that intercultural relationships are difficult to maintain. 67% of intercultural marriages end in divorce, compared to the 50% for all relationships. This is due to the fact that same-race couples are more positive about their relationships, and they receive more positive input than mixed-race couples. We wanted to investigate the kinds of stereotypes, prejudices, and preferences that people involved in intercultural relationships had about their partners, and how these issues affected their relationship. To see the opinions that people had, we interviewed several intercultural couples to get their opinions on these issues.
Stereotypes are categories of people based on membership in a group. We all form stereotypes of other people because it's an easy way to make sense of people and objects. While people may let go of stereotypes to some degree when they get a chance to interact with someone from another group or culture, stereotypes are often incorrect and can only partially reflect the complexities of a group. Using a stereotype means that we see things in a certain way that is usually consistent with our preconceived notions and leaves us less open to other possibilities.
Well, in the sense that, the stereotype that Asians are, nerdy, smart people, I would say that's kind of true. He's very hardworking, he's always studying, he always does tons of all-nighters just to get that, extra 3 points on the test. So, yeah, that stereotype is true. He is really, if he didn't work out, he'd be really skinny. He's always having struggled to gain weight, and so yeah, if it wasn't for the fact he worked out and took protein shakes, he'd be a skinny stick.
And he's like really worried about being broke because that's how his family was, and he just feels like he's gonna follow in those footsteps, and so he's trying to break that stereotype. People are surprised when he's like, oh, I'm graduating from college this year. They just don't expect that. So because he's African American.
She really likes Hello Kitty. Cultural stereotypes. Maybe what she eats. She likes rice. That's not really a stereotype. I'm pretty sure a lot of Japanese people like rice. They eat rice a lot.
Well, there's a lot of truth, like the whole fried chicken thing, and I guess I think the cool thing about Black people is that they stick to each other. Like, they have a really strong bond with each other. I mean, I think it's the same with every minority, but Black people don't see nationalities. It doesn't matter where you're from; they always stick together. But with Asians, there's different nationalities that separate. But with them, they're very strong.
Well, occasionally when I do something that plays into a racial stereotype, my girlfriend will be all over it. Like if I get honked at in my car or anything really to do with me behind the wheel of a car, she just thinks it's hilarious because the stereotype is Asians are bad at driving. So when something like that happens, she thinks it's hilarious. But it's a funny thing. It's not ill-intentioned or malicious or anything like that.
Well, he can't drive, but that just might be because he can't drive.
An interesting discovery we made during our interviews was that some of our subjects were drawn to the collectivistic nature of the Asian culture. Members of collectivistic cultures are socialized to present a view of the self that is connected with family, groups, and communities.
But I have found that there's a much closer relationship to the family in general. They're much more intimate with their family, and I'm very close to my family. Also, it seems like ethnic cultures have bigger families, which is what I have. So people I guess guys I've dated or guys I date, they are more comfortable with my family because it's more similar.
Oh, there's also the whole parent thing. He feels very obligated towards her parents, that she has to do exactly what they want and put her stuff aside, which is very different from the way I was raised and the way America is probably culturally. So those would be the two differences right there.
He has a very large focus on family values and being close to the family and doing things for the family, which aren't always the first thing that is important for me because my dad isn't very close with his extended family, but my boyfriend, he's really close with his extended family. And whenever his grandma comes over, he always has to go home or stuff like that. So sometimes we have some like scheduling conflicts because of his family.
People generally have a preference for the kind of person they want to be romantically involved with. These preferences may include many different characteristics, including a person's race and cultural background. We asked our couples if they had any preferences for a specific race when choosing a romantic partner.
I'm actually drawn towards women of different ethnicities and cultures because it's more interesting and different than my own culture.
I find myself more attracted to Caucasian people, but I think that's probably just because of where I grew up is pretty much 80-something% Caucasian. It's just like what you're used to.
All the girls that I've dated, well not all, but most of them have been Asian. Some Japanese, one Korean, a couple of Filipino. I just like the exotic type of look to them.
I only had one other serious relationship, and he was Persian. My current relationship, he's Mexican, and I've dated a Filipino guy. I've dated an Indian guy. Apparently I like more ethnic races.
No real preference, but if I had to rank the top ones, I would say Asian, white first and second in that order, and then other races after. Asian women tend to have really just cuter bodies and faces, and white women tend to have more defined features than other races, I believe. Also a little taller.
I've never dated an Asian, but everything else is, like, I've dated everything else. So.
What's everything else?
I've dated white, half black, half white, half Jamaican, half white, mixed people, native New Zealanders, Maoris. Yeah, I started with just white people. It got darker.
Oh, okay. The race I prefer to date is definitely African American. Why? I think they're much cuter, more swag, more personable, and I really can just relate to them. And they're outgoing, and I love outgoing people. Oh yeah, and the athlete part, that helps too.
I actually prefer to date Asians, surprisingly.
And why is that?
I am just really attracted to the fact that they're really smart, really focused, really goal-oriented for the future, and that just, I don't know, it just really attracted to me.
Stereotypes can lead us to act in ways that are prejudiced negatively by the beliefs that accompany stereotypes. Even if these prejudices are not openly hostile, they can still prevent someone from pursuing a romantic relationship with someone else based on factors ascribed to their culture and race. We asked our couples if there are stereotypes that exist which stop them from dating certain races, or if they've had negative reactions to their relationship.
Personally, I wouldn't date Indians just because I don't think they're attractive, and I feel like that's a big part of a relationship. Like, that's the first step, I think. And then, like, their personality and stuff. And I also think, like, they have, like, a lot of religious aspects that they have to adhere to, and, like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to give up my religion, and they wouldn't give up their religion, so it just wouldn't work.
Probably Indian or black guys. Indian guys, I'm just not attracted to them physically. And black guys, they just kind of intimidate me a little bit. They seem like they have a little bit of a stronger personality than what I'm used to.
My mom was like, no, like she's really ignorant about, like, you know, blacks in particular, and she was like, how black is he? Does he have curly hair? You know, all that kind of stuff. So like traditional Asians are not happy about it.
Specifically black women, like all black women do when you date any other type of race, you will be walking by and they'll turn a look. They probably won't say anything, but they'll just be like, oh, and then keep walking.
But when me and Johnson go to a black neighborhood, like, I can see that he was not happy about him dating someone that's not black. Like, we went to a black traditional, like, breakfast restaurant, and the waitress wouldn't serve me. But it's mainly the women that's not happy. The men are okay because, like, you know, black men are known to date outside of their race, but the women aren't.
As we've seen, stereotypes can lead to either preferences or prejudices. Preferences lead some people to pursue romantic relationships with others, and prejudices keep other people from dating and encourage negative reactions to intercultural relationships. Therefore, stereotypes are neither good or bad, and a relationship's success ultimately depends on the people involved.
Rock you like a rodeo.